Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode, we get into the highlights of Hasbro's latest Transformers Fan First Friday. Dr. Wu has a plethora of tiny third-party G1 Transformers, and Dr. Pants gets a chance to relive his childhood with news that Beast Wars Cybershark is getting a vintage reissue. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, 2022, and this is episode 472 of Transmissions. Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's looking forward to winning the gold. We just hope the metal isn't plastic. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Scott, the illustrious Dr. Pants.
Hello, everyone.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, how are ya? Let's talk Transformers.
I'm fine. How are you?
That's good. I'm very good.
Great. All right. Well, we are starting off the show, as always, by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the show. We really appreciate, and really thank you for helping us keep the lights on and keep everything going. And we welcome a new Donatreon, the Pale Hunter. Thank you. I believe that they've been listening for a while, because I think I've seen them on Twitter before. So thank you for coming on to the Patreon Donatreon train, and hope you enjoy your stay. Thanks for the continued support and for listening all the time.
I know him. I know
you
him.
Do?
I do.
Well, can you answer?
Answer a question. I'll answer the question for you. I'll try.
Does this person hunt pale people, or are they themselves pale? Because I want to know if I should be worried or not.
I'm not worried.
I think it's a little column A, a little column B.
Oh no.
But it's he's a good fella. He's been helping out on the Transformers subreddit for a little while now, and so we just recently connected, and he put 2 and 2 together recently, and was quite surprised by the result that he got, and I was very, very happy to kind of verify that result for him. So yeah, but we've communicated under both circumstances, and then yes, he finally put them together, and it was a fun little revelation for him.
Can we talk about that here? Or are we allowed to? Or is that...
we want to. Go ahead. Yeah, it's fine. I don't make no real secret about it. Just that I'm one of the mods, or one of the main mods on the Transformers subreddit, but I don't go by Cybertronian Beast there. I just use my original Reddit user account. So it's just it's just my first initial last name. That's been it. It's the first real account I made on there. So yeah.
I did know that, because I've interacted with you on there before.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So, but yeah. So I mean, so he kind of just put that together recently, and he's like, holy cow, I didn't know that I was talking, or we were talking with you, and I said, yeah, I really don't hide it. I mean, I post stuff on Twitter under Cybertronian Beast, and then I'll post the same stuff on Reddit. And if somebody wants to put it together, fantastic. If they don't, fantastic. I'm not really going to promote it, but yeah. But yeah, I'm happy to have him here under Transmissions, and welcome to being a Donatreon, Pale Hunter. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, and he signed up for a whole year up front, so he's here for at least 12 months.
Yeah, man.
Whether he likes it or not.
So one of the perks of being a Donatreon is that you get access to our bonus early uncut versions of the Empire of Rust podcast, our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, the first and only Transformers Live Play RPG podcast that is created and run by our awesome producer and editor, Mike. And this week, episode 69, It's a Trap, is coming out. So this is the bonus episode. So this is only available to our Donatrons. This is just came out on Monday, February 7th. And the regular version of this episode will be out next Monday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. So enjoy that episode with someone you love. It's also episode 69, so make of that what you will.
Boy.
Have a good Valentine's Day, everyone.
Stars have aligned.
Nothing like putting your significant other in the mood than a Transformers live play RPG podcast.
It's a natural aphrodisiac. So, yes, but if you're a Donatron, you get that episode right now. It should be available to you. So check it out on our Patreon page. And of course, another perk is that you are automatically entered into our monthly Toyhax $10 gift code drawing. And we're going to do the January 2022 drawing on this very episode. So the Pale Hunter just got his entry in, right? He just signed up for the Patreon. He is in this drawing. So good luck.
Good timing.
All right. Jeremy, is your assistant ready to help us pick a winner for the Toyhax $10 gift code?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. If you could please have her pick a random number between 1 and 86.
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 86.
Here's a number between 1 and 86. It's 79.
79. That goes to Levi. Congratulations,
Right.
Levi.
Right on.
And this is someone, I think they're on the Discord as Cavadis. So congratulations.
Awesome. They are showing online in Discord right now, but they're not listening to us live. I think they have in the past.
All right.
It's awesome.
So
Well done.
we will be getting your $10 gift code to you very soon.
Ah, yes. There they are. Cool. Right on. Congratulations. Yes, I will contact them. Congratulations, Levi.
Yeah.
And the last bit of news before we get into our toy talk, just a final reminder of the Transmissions Best of 2021 Toys and Comics survey. We've got one more week before we're closing up the survey, so get your entries in. And of course, if you enter the survey, you give us your feedback, you will be automatically entered into a drawing for a prize. So 3 awesome prizes that 3 of the respondents, 3 lucky respondents will win, picked at random. So, you got to enter the survey. Got to take the survey to enter the contest. So, do it fast. We've almost got 200 entries into the survey so far. So
Chances are pretty good. I posted it throughout the week. I think the top prize is worth some serious coin. So, yeah, much more value than you would have paid to get it. So, it's definitely worth taking the survey if you want the figure. So, get your entries in, people.
Daryl, can you remind us what those prizes are?
Yeah, you're doing the survey. If you want to win the prize, you gotta do the survey, and you can win one of 3 prizes. The first prize is the media pack, we're calling it. It's the 4K release of the 86 movie with an art print, and we've also included with that the Respect the Prime Constructed Cold EP CD, and it's really good from our good friend Jimmers over at Distortion Productions. And the second prize is the Generation Selects G2 Megatron. It's a great figure. And it's been out for a little while, but yeah, you can definitely you can get one of those. And then the first prize is the Mastermind Creations Vexo Prominion. That's the Batman Batwing figure, and it's just a fantastic figure. So yeah, you wanna get your entries in for that thing. That's just an amazing figure.
All right, well, everyone, make sure you check out that survey, transmissionspodcast.com/survey, and get your entry in before the end of the week. So you've got until Sunday, February 13th to get your entry in. All right, let's jump into some toys.
All right, and this week we're going to start off with another HasLab Victory Saber update. All right. And this one's a really quick update, so we don't have to spend too much time on it. But the third update for Victory Saber is that they released packaging art. And the packaging art for Victory Saber is going to be done by Guido Guidi. They showed it off. It's got some really great art showing him in, like, I don't know, would you call it like a blueprint look or some kind of, like, what would you call that, Charles? You're a doctor.
Schematic.
All right, that'll work. Yeah, I'll take that. Schematic type drawing. And then there's the like the more traditional kind of box art for Transformers, kind of like the comic booky kind of look drawn over top of those. And these are just fabulous looking pictures. So yeah, so the box art for Victory Saber is looking to be pretty kick ass. And I'm excited to see it. Guido Guidi's a very talented artist, so definitely one of my favorites. So, yeah. But that's it. That's the update. It's nothing huge, nothing about the toy, but yeah, packaging art, right on. All right, so that's it. But we're gonna move on. So the next thing we wanted to talk about before we kind of got into our own topics was there was a Transformers Fan First Friday on the 4th of February, and they talked about a whole bevy of things. And if you didn't have a chance to watch it, I'm sure you probably caught up with what the social media kind of put out there. There was a bunch of stuff kind of talked about. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff, some of it's on the shelves already. If you were watching the stream or saw some of the pictures, like some of these things are actually in stores. A number of it have been leaked. So most of this stuff has been talked about to death, in the fandom. We've talked about all of it except for one thing, because only one thing kind of, made it past, or made it through without getting discussed. But so we're really going to skip a whole lot of this stuff because we've talked about it all. But the main list was Studio Series Deluxe RC. These are from the Bumblebee movie, the little animation at the beginning. The Studio Series Deluxe Ironhide. We've got the Studio Series 86 Voyager Junk Heap. That's the remold of Wreck-Gar. Then we've got the Beast Wars Vintage Scorponok. So that's the reissue, the Walmart exclusives. And we got the Beast Wars Vintage Tigatron, another reissue. Transformers RED Knockout. So those the vinyl non-transforming figures. Transformers Red Ultra Magnus. That's the Ultra Magnus that looks like Optimus. It's unarmored. They got the Studio Series Deluxe B127 number 70. This is from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. And Studio Series Deluxe Cliff Jumper. This is also from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. And then Studio Series 86 Deluxe Cup from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. So all of those have been talked about before. I know we've talked about them on the show, and some of them are already in stores. The ones that we're going to kind of focus on here are the ones that really haven't either been talked about much, or the one that really is brand spanking new. So the first 3 have been leaked, and I'm going to kind of focus on those first. That's the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Predacon Sandstorm, the Legacy Deluxe Autobot Night Prowler, and the Legacy Deluxe Buzzsaw. So we've got a lot of kind of information about those things now. Now, these are... The Sandstorm is a recolor of the Scorponok. The Night Prowler is a recolor of the Cheetor. And the Buzzsaw is a recolor of Waspinator. So we've got a bunch of figures here. Now, Jeremy, I'm going to toss it over to you because I'm not super familiar with any of these characters. Where are they from?
They're not from the show. They're from, I think they're from just the toy lines or maybe Japanese exclusives.
Are there any of them BotCon exclusives?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I mean,
All right, Dr.
I never
Pants.
got any of the Beast Botcon toys.
Dr. Pants, help me out here.
So, Sandstorm is, I believe Sandstorm definitely is a BotCon exclusive from 99. I believe Night Prowler is also. Give me 1 second. I'm double checking that.
All right.
I know Night Prowler's colors in this, they said, were based off of an unreleased prototype.
Okay.
It was a Halloween HorrorCon value pack that was going to be a Walmart exclusive that got unreleased.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yep.
And that's why he's listed as an Autobot, because on that packet, I think he was going to be an Autobot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buzzsaw was an original just Beast Wars character, came out in the toy line. It was just a repaint of Waspinator.
Okay. Cool. All right. So it's some definite Beast Wars love here. You got a little bit of BotCon love. Yeah. So a few of these here. So I wanted to discuss these three first before I hit the last one here, because, the last one was nobody saw. I mean, we kind of figured it was coming, but nobody actually knew anything about it. So Dr. Pants, I'm going to start with you since you kind of saved the day just now, and let me know what your thoughts are on these three figures that kind of showed up here.
I love the Sandstorm. I love the colors on it. I think it looks really, really cool. And I love the original Beast Wars Scorponok. That toy was one of my first Beast Wars toys. And I talked about this last week, but I love the mutant heads on the old Beast Wars toys. So I kind of love this having Scorponok's mutant head. And I didn't get the Kingdom Scorponok, but I may get the Sandstorm because this reminds me of my childhood. Or I'll just get the reissue Scorponok because that's a thing too. Night Prowler, I'm not going to lie. I hate the Kingdom Cheetor mold. I bought it. I hate it. I don't like it at all, and I do not want any more of it. In fact, I'm probably just going to get rid of my Cheetor because I just don't like it. I had Buzzsaw as a kid. I never had a Waspinator, so this toy, it gives me the nostalgic feels, and I don't know if I'll pick it up or not, but it's nice to see this color scheme pop up because everyone had Waspinator. I had Buzzsaw, and I like the yellow-looking Wasp. It looks more natural. Plus, I like the purple in there. I like the color scheme in general. I just think it looks really cool. But plus, I didn't get the Kingdom Waspinator, so maybe I'll pick this up instead. But I don't know. We'll see what I find.
Cool. Jeremy, you just kind of dropped the ball there. Dr. Pants kind of had to pick it up and take it in for a touchdown. Sports references. And so what can you kind of, pick up the remainder here, pick up the spare and kind of save it.
I'll see if I can take the puck and get a hole in one.
Too much sports.
Yeah. I never really was a G1 Beast Wars toy collector until later and just getting some repaints. So I never had Scorponok. I think this looks pretty good. I really do like the mutant head, which is saying something because I don't really like a lot of the mutant heads. Mm-hmm. But I like this. He's fine. It just, I'm probably not going to get too many of the Beast toys right now. The Nightcrawler, or was that Night Prowler? Mm-hmm. What was his name?
Yeah, Night Prowler.
Yeah.
Night Prowler. Yeah, he looks good. I like the color scheme. I like the off-white with the hints of yellow and stuff. I have basically the same mold with the Tigatron I showed off last week. It's not my favorite either, so I really wouldn't be picking up another one. But I'm sure there are people that are in love with it and would love another chance to get that mold. The Buzzsaw is the one that I would likely pick up if I can't find a Waspinator, because it does look good. I really do like what they did with the translucent pieces, like the green on the eyes just looks really, really nice. The wings are also translucent, and from what I saw on the stream, it's a really nice color. I really like the black and yellow, how everything kind of works together color wise. And Waspinator is one. The only one I ever had was the Thrustinator BotCon or Transformers subscription service figure, and that was mishmash of different looking characters, so it was kind of a Waspinator. So I might want to get this if I can't find the Waspinator, just because Waspinator is such a great character.
Cool. And Charles, you've been to a BotCon before, and you definitely enjoy some Beast Wars action. Are any of these striking some nostalgia strings?
No. I mean, I think I do like the colors on Buzzsaw. That, like, of the three, Buzzsaw would be my pick, but none of these are really doing it for me. If I was able to get regular Waspinator, I'd get that over Buzzsaw. So I probably wouldn't pick up any of these. But Daryl, you've been throwing a lot of shade at Jeremy for his dropping the Beast Wars ball there. But I thought you were the number one Beast Wars fan on the podcast. So why didn't you have all the knowledge already when you started talking?
Well, I mean, I got to share, the knowledge a bit. I go for the Japanese stuff. That's where I'm trying to go.
But you have 10 times more G1 Beast Wars toys than I do.
That's true. That's true. I do.
You should know all this stuff.
I can't keep all the names in my head anymore. My head is filled.
They mix up with the Japanese names.
Yeah, the Japanese names, they go in. They go in and they push the North American names out. So, yeah.
Because they're much more memorable to your non-Japanese speaking brain.
Yes.
Well, how can you forget Randy?
I can't. And Heinrad. I can't forget Heinrad. So, but
and Stampy,
Apache.
They're just great names.
Baboom.
No. He was called Apache in the Japanese series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was not called Baboom.
Getting back on track a bit. When it comes to these recolors, I generally feel a little bored with them. Not only for me as completely bored with the notion of new Beast Wars figures, but recoloring them into figures I personally had no idea existed. So, the Night Prowler figure is not going to have much connection to many people, as they, don't have much connection to anybody, since many people didn't know it existed, right? So, or, was going to exist. But that, in saying that, I have to think about like the G2 Sandstorm that they put out. It's a figure that didn't exist either, right? So I'm kind of contradicting myself here. I guess if the Beast Wars fans are as dedicated or as knowledgeable as as I am on G1 stuff, then I'm happy for them to have this stuff. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm like Dr. Pants said, the Cheetor mold, I'm not a huge fan of. I have it. It's not very impressive. I am kind of impressed with the Scorponok mold. So that Sandstorm kind of looks neat. The color palette on it looks interesting, but I have no desire to start a Beast Wars shelf, especially with new stuff. I have so many of the original characters that if I'm going to actually put a shelf together, it's going to be with the original stuff. And Buzzsaw, as cool as the color palette is, and you're right, it is, right? I can get an original one. So, I'm not really going to get a new one, which is something that I mentioned on my Twitter this week, is that these Beast Wars figures are still readily available. The original ones, you can still find them fairly cheap. And sure, there's going to be the off one here and there that is very expensive and hard to find. Same with G1, right? Yes, G1 are getting harder and harder to or more expensive to get the early ones, but they're still plentiful for those first 3 years. But the Beast Wars figures, at least the North American ones, are really simple to find here. I
agree with you, Daryl. Not to jump in here. but I agree with you on that. Because like I was a Beast Wars kid. I'm younger than you guys. Like Beast Wars is what I remember a lot of getting the toys as a kid. And like I said,
Yep.
Buzzsaw. I had Buzzsaw as a kid, and that's why I'm drawn to that one. In terms of the Sandstorm and Nightprowler, though, I mean, it's nice to see them get figures in regular release because for anybody who might be a big Beast Wars fan, that's really the only way they're going to get them because there is not just a Sandstorm out there for a normal price. That one's not readily available.
Right.
Same with Nightprowler. Buzzsaw, though, I agree with you. And again, like, without having been the kid getting the toys, like at the time, no one's going to remember Buzzsaw. No one's going to remember that toy like I do because weirdly that was my Waspinator. That's what I had, but. Yeah, these toys are readily available, and even then they're releasing the vintage ones too at the same time. So you could get a new Tigatron from Kingdom, or you can get the retro one, which the retro one's cheaper, and it's the original toy. And just one thing I want to bring up with this is like having the original Beast Wars toys and then getting the new ones. The new ones aren't as fun. I'd rather have the originals. Like I don't think the Legacy and Kingdom figures are much of an upgrade. While, yeah, Kingdom Optimus Primal looks really cool and really show accurate, he is nowhere near as cool as the original one. I want flip-out missile launchers. I want a hand that transforms into a missile launcher. I want a mace, swords. I want that chest-pounding lever in the back. I want all that stuff. These new figures are crap. I don't mean that.
All right. Well, enough preamble. Let's talk about the one that nobody kind of knew was happening. Because, like I said, we kind of had an inkling that they were going to do it because, they've done this all in the past. But Studio Series 86 Sludge was shown off in CGI. It's not ready yet, but it's coming, and damn, it looks good. I am ready for this. I am all in on the Studio Series Dinobots. Give them to me now. I wish they were coming out sooner, but I understand that they're big and they take time. But I'm ready for this guy. Bring it on. He comes with a gun. There doesn't appear to be a sword or anything like that. It's just a gun. It does look like the gun clips to his belly in dinosaur mode. And the only thing that seemed to be going on all week with regards to the social media discussion was that the alt mode, everyone wants him to come with the googly eyes that from the movie. If he's going to be movie accurate, he has to come with the googly eyes when he gets pounded by Devastator. So
if he doesn't, then an add-on kit will be made pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, easily. But this is it. This is the continuation of the series that I want to have done. But let's go, Jeremy. I assume you're in on this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Right on.
I was kind of sad that they didn't have any production samples on hand because apparently they're on a boat. But from these renders, this looks awesome. I cannot wait to get it and have him join the other two I got. I don't know. I mean, based on the quality of the other two, there's no reason to think that this won't be anything short of excellent. Mm-hmm. If I had any complaint, it would be that his tail seems a little short to me, but I'm no paleontologist, so I can get over it.
Right on. Charles, I don't remember, but I don't think you've gotten in on the Dinobots, have you?
Yeah, I have passed on the Dinobots, but seeing that it looks like they are trying to complete them, I'm starting to rethink maybe I should try and track the other ones down and pick this one up too. When I looking at it, I thought that his neck was a little short for the Apatosaurus, but looking at the original G1 figure, it looks about the same. So I got to say it's probably in line with what the G1 figure looks like, but I still think it just looks a little short. The neck looks a little short, but I'm not a fan of the googly eyes. I'm fine with them not having the googly eyes. I think the googly eyes is kind of like weird and out of place in the movie and doesn't need to be there. So I don't know. I know it's a cartoon.
Comes out.
Well, I mean, yes, Transformers the movie was a cartoon, but I didn't need to be reminded of the cartoon with a wild take in the middle of the movie. So I think it's fine to leave it out on the toy.
All right, hot take from Charles. Doesn't like the '86 movie. All right. So.
Wow, Charles, how could you?
Yeah,
wow.
That's exactly what I said.
And yeah, Dr. Pants. I mean, I know that last time you were on, you showed off some really big freaking Dinobot. But do you have the Studio Series ones?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I have grabbed those the minute I've seen them, and I am 100% in for this.
Cool.
This will probably be the first time I'll have completed a Dinobot set. But I will.
Oh, wow.
I've tried. I had almost all the G1 versions, but I missed Swoop. And then the Power of the Prime one sucked. So I didn't get those. But this one, I'm in for this.
Right on. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I got this week. No, it's not. We haven't even really started the topics. All right. Well, I guess I can go into my actual topic then this week. And that is, we got some images of the next figure from Moon Studios for their Raiden figure, and they're going to the 6th one. So they've got the first 2, 1 and 2, and then the next one is 6. So they're going with Cool Peak, and it's their Seizan figure, and he will turn into he'll turn into a train. That's known. But he's also going to turn into the right arm of their Raiden figure, which they are calling Radiatron, I believe is what they are calling it. Yeah, pretty sure it's Radiatron. And there's no pictures of the alt mode yet. It's just pictures of him in robot mode. And again, the aesthetic that Moon Studios is going with is very stoic. There's not a lot of kibble. It's all very self-contained, and I like it. It's got a very good beige palette with the gray. It matches the original G1 toy very well. The train that it does become. I did see the actual, like, what it, the name of the train that it becomes, but I can't remember it right now. But it does look like it does have all the components to turn into that and make itself look like that very well. These Moon Studios figures, I'm in love with at this point. I'm all set. Like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go to Dr. Pants first. Dr. Pants, we got some Moon Studios action. We're talking about Cool Peak. Where do you sit?
Oh, God, I love it so much. It hurts. I was originally in for these guys, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to fit in the budget, so I have to pass on them for now. And
oh, man.
Yeah, I know. And then this comes up tonight, and I'm looking at this like, oh, sweet God, that looks really good. And I love that we're getting some really cool Japanese Transformers, and I would love this, but I'm just going to admire it from afar right now and hope that someday I can pick them all up. But this looks really good. All of these Moon Studios figures have looked amazing. And the robot modes, I'm just going to say it. I think they knock out the Takara Tomy ones. This looks way better than what Takara Tomy's putting out. So wow. I love this. This looks great. Right
on. Charles. I know that you said you didn't want to go in on this because you're not a big fan of the trains, and that's okay. It's if they turned into computers, you'd have been all for it. But trains is it's a natural enemy of computers. So
what?
So you didn't want to go in on it. You didn't want to support the train industry.
Okay. because trains are vehicles and computers stand still. I don't understand what the rivalry is.
You got to go with it. It's I don't know.
Old tech versus new tech.
Yeah. Say no to Steam, Charles. Say no to Steam. That's your motto.
I think there might even be some computers inside trains these days, Daryl.
I don't believe
it's just a hunch.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
This guy looks good. I mean, I have not been. I'm not in for the train bots. I mean, they're just too expensive for me. Either the Takara versions or the Moon Studio versions. But they do look good. I mean, this robot mode looks great. I'd like to see what the train mode and the arm mode looks like, but it looks nice. And the kibble looks very nice, even in robot mode here. Yeah, it looks good. And the color scheme looks good.
Cool. And Jeremy, I know you like trains.
I do like trains.
Yeah. So
and you hate computers.
and you hate.
I like computers too. Oh. I can like more than one thing.
So you're the middleman.
I also like the 86 movie.
So you're the guy who takes the information from the trains to the computers. You're the communication guy.
Well, yeah, because, you can't just have the computers do that all themselves.
You can't talk directly to the trains.
Exactly, yeah.
They don't speak the same language. What are your thoughts on
Is someone going to say
here?
I have people skills? Damn it!
We were going that way.
Yeah. Anyway, this figure, it looks great. It just, like everyone's saying, it's too expensive for me right now. I'm also not I don't know, the Japanese train bots I've just never gotten into. So it's just, I can appreciate the engineering and the aesthetics of this thing, but I will say the colors aren't really doing it for me on this, but it's the color of the actual train. So, they're limited in what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
But also, is that head just an Optimus Prime head? Like just a straight up Optimus Prime head?
Looks like it, doesn't it?
I think it has the ears cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's not that uncommon, but it's just, it seemed very blatantly an Optimus Prime looking head.
Mm-hmm.
But I can appreciate this, but it's just not for me.
Cool. All right. And before I pass it along, I just wanted to say that it came out today. User on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube. I don't know how you pronounce his username, but it's Pilo Drew. I don't know. I'll put it in the show notes. His name's John Klein. But he did a YouTube video, transformation sequence of the Moon Studios Dark Knight, the Getsui figure, and it's just gorgeous. And he does these from time to time on figures, and it's really well done. So I'm just going to put that in the show notes, and you can check it out there. It's a really great video. So, but that's it. That's all I got this week. Jeremy, you're up.
All right. Well, I have a plethora of Dr. Wu announcements. I was going to do half of these this week, and then when I was looking them up, it looks like they're packaged with the other half I was not going to do, so I'm going to talk about them all. We're starting off with, these are all the micro-sized figures like we've been talking about lately that Dr. Wu has put out. We're going to start off with the Seekers. They have DWE08 Star Fear, which is Starscream, DWE12 Blue Thunder, which is Thundercracker, and DWE15 Dark Sky, which is Skywarp. And these three look fantastic. Having had experience with the Dr. Wu micro figures, personally, the engineering was great. The plastic feels great. So I think these are going to be the same. The colors on these just are so good. Very bright, very great colors. These guys look exactly like you want. And if you want to have, Charles, figures that were in scale with your Unicron, there you go. These little bitty guys. But going along with these Seekers, there is DWE10 Spray Drift, which is their G1 Sea Spray. And then there is DWE13 Sky Glider, which is their Power Glide. And there's also a E13W variant that is Sky Ghost, which is just a white and blue version of Power Glide. It's supposed to look like the GoBot Bad Boy. And then DW E16 Soundmaster, which is their G1 blaster, which goes along with the Soundwave that they had previously put out. And of course, if you're going to do blaster, you need to do your Billy. Well, I guess Billy was blaster. You need to do the Twin Cast, which is their E16T twin horn. Blaster does not have a chest that opens up, just like Soundwave didn't when they did that. But these are tiny. I mean, I was amazed when the original World's Smallest Transformer Soundwave had a chest that opened and a transforming Ravage, but Dr. Wu is not trying to do that. But all of these look fantastic. The blaster looks exactly like you would, the G1 blaster, and they transform much the same. He looks great. I'm probably going to pick him up. The Power Glide, I mean, it looks like G1 Power Glide, but I don't know. It's just not as strong in my opinion. The Sea Spray does look great, but I think the winner out of all these is the Seekers. The Seekers just look so good. And BBTS has these up for pre-orders if you search for them, but they're $34.99 and you get two figures. Like you'll get the Starfear and the Spray Drift as a set. And even the ones like with Blaster comes with Skywarp, and Thundercracker comes with Power Glide, and they're all $34.99 for the two figures, and they're all up for pre-order right now. And they look so good. And then one final thing, and this is just goes along with the Optimus Prime that he had previously released. This is the Hoodle figure, which is a roller figure that will go with that Prime. All we have here is a prototype, but it looks like it will go both in the trailer and it can also haul the trailer. So that's pretty cool. So, Dr. Pants, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on all these figures?
Those Seekers do look really, really good. Like when you see them in jet mode, you can still see like the hand sticking out under them, but otherwise, like, I can't fault that because they're so small, but like the engineering's so great. I mean, I don't think they have fake cockpits. I'm pretty sure the cockpits in their chest are their actual cockpits.
Yeah, I think it kind of transforms like the G1 figure.
Yeah, that's amazing. These look really, really good, and all the other ones look fantastic too. I will agree that Power Glide looks the weakest because they all look like just small versions, and then Power Glide kind of looks like he's one of those super deformed chibi versions, because when you like make the plane front is really like bulbous and cutesy. And I'm not digging on that. I might get the set that has Blaster in it, because I also want to get the one that has Soundwave in it, and then have those two together. But yeah, you can't go wrong with
Soundwave is great.
I would imagine, and I mean, I should get one for the Soundwave collection anyway. But they look so cool. The Hoodle figure, the roller. How small has this thing got to be, considering how big the figures are to begin with? I feel like Roller, if you have them on the desk and you breathe in too much, you're going to swallow it.
Yeah.
But
it's got to be tiny.
But I mean, still, for as big as it is, it's so cool that they made a roller that can fit in the trailer and it can haul the trailer. It's just, I really like that they're adding that on there. I'm not going to get the Prime, so I don't need a roller, but I am really impressed with what Dr. Wu's doing. And for the price, it allows people to kind of get some cool third-party stuff and see what's going on. Plus, they do work really well with those Titan class figures.
Cool. Daryl, have you gotten any of these Dr. Wu figures?
No, I haven't. They seem really cool though. The Seekers, they're good. I'm looking at the jet modes, and they did a really good job. The one thing that I wanted to all of these pictures are kind of lacking is a comparative picture. There's nothing to really compare them to outside of themselves. Although I guess the one for the Sea Spray has the core Optimus in it, doesn't it? Is that core? No, that's not core.
No,
that's their Optimus.
Their Optimus.
All right. Well, then there's nothing to really compare it with. I'd like to see it next to something we kind of all recognize. So
in trips to the store, I will show one of mine next to a modern, like, regular size figure.
Yeah. The only other thing that I would kind of complain about, and I think because you mentioned that I I mean, maybe these aren't the packages that they're coming in, but it makes no sense to sell the blaster with the twin cast.
No, it doesn't. Blaster comes with Skywarp.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, then that's cool. I have no complaints about that then. But yeah, these are great. The detail is amazing on them for their size. Yeah.
They're about 3 inches tall.
What is that?
It's like it's like
7.5 centimeters.
Okay.
That's pretty tall, actually. That's pretty good. They look smaller than that in the pictures, but yeah, no, they're great. These look great. Yeah, no, I like them. They're good. Yeah,
cool. Charles, I mean, you have that Unicron there. Thinking about getting some little figures to put in there to be kind of in scale.
That could be cool. I do think these figures all look good. I'm particularly like the blaster figure. I think that's one that I'd be interested in, and coming with Skywarp, that's nice. So you get a Seeker with it. The Seekers do look really nice. I don't like the Sea Spray and the Power Glide. The Sea Spray's vehicle mode looks kind of weird to me. I don't know. And the Power Glide looks, like Dr. Pants said, a little super deformed, and so a little bit weird. But all the other figures look great. So I'd probably avoid those two. But these are all. I mean, it's impressive to get these down to this scale.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that is all I got this week. Dr. Pants, what do you have?
Well, to go along with what I was talking about during the Fan First Friday stuff, we have first looks at Transformers Vintage Beast Wars Cybershark, a reissue of that. And while Cybershark was never in the show, he was a fun toy, and the Transmetal version went on to become Skybite in RID, and then, a bit more popularized. But the original Cybershark figure turned into a hammerhead shark. It's a vintage Beast Wars figure. It's exactly what you expect. It's about deluxe size, if that's what they called it back then. But I love that these vintage figures are coming out, and I'm glad that they're putting out characters that weren't in the show. And I'm especially happy with this one because I loved Cybershark as a kid. Oh my god, I loved this toy so much, and it is gone forever. And while I could look online to find one, now I can just get a brand new one in the packaging and be super happy about that. So, I'm thrilled this is coming out, and I'll throw it to the #1 Beast Wars fan on transmissions. Daryl, do you have a Cybershark already, or do you need one?
I do have a Cybershark. And I'm trying to think if I have the sword head version too.
Sharp Edge. He was a sawtooth shark, I believe.
Yeah, I think I know I've seen it. I can't remember because I kind of buy them and just put them away. So I'm just trying to see. I know I have a different version of this as well that is very cool. I'm just give me 1 second. I'm just looking it up here because it's really cool. Yes. Why can't I find you now?
The only one I knew of was Sharp Edge.
Well, it's from the Japanese line, so I'm not surprised you don't know about it. It's very elitist to own one of these, so yes, that's why I have it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Sharp Edge was from the.
So Sharp Edge, I don't think I have a Sharp Edge, but I have a Hell Scream. So that's that's the one I have of the remold of this. So yeah, and I'm looking at him right now. He's in a cabinet just to the side of me. But and I do have a Cybershark. He's very cool. But I like my Hell Scream better because he's just a weird and crazy looking thing.
Wasn't that like some take on Starscream as the shark?
I don't know. It's a cool looking toy.
Okay. Yeah.
I assumed so, but yeah, it's just a wild toy. But it's the mold, and it's just wild. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I've built and rebuilt this figure. I don't know how many times at the comic book shop because you get them in all the time, and they're always missing a fin or they're missing the head or something like that. And so I'm very familiar with how it works.
And you got to have the head because it's got that cool like flips up from the chest and fires the head right out gimmick.
Yeah, it's the weapon.
Well, it's also got the tail saw blade thing too. So, But yeah, no, it's a cool figure. I kind of wish I had a Hellscream now that I've looked it up. So
there's a bunch of those figures that have all the metallic-y robot bits on them.
But Charles, what about you? You love Beast Wars. You want a Cybershark. I know you do.
Well, sadly, I am not the number one Beast Wars fan on the podcast, so I cannot claim undying love for this figure. So yeah, I mean, I'd never picked up a Cybershark back in the day, and my only shark affinity goes to Skybite, and Skybite is of course completely different. It's based on the Transmetal toy. And yeah, so sorry, I can't share your love for this figure, but I celebrate the fact that you're able to get this and enjoy this. So I wish you well, and I hope you and Cybershark are very happy together.
I'm sure we will be, and I'm sure I'll be able to find one. I find nothing but vintage Beast Wars everywhere. So, but well, Jeremy, what about you? Cybershark fan? Yes or no?
No.
Oh.
I'm also more on Team Skybite.
Everybody loves Team Skybite.
But, I mean, come on, he does haiku, so
I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of Skybite, but I didn't have a Skybite toy.
I didn't either, but I'm more of a animated Beast fan.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. This looks like a good figure. I don't have the connection that you did, obviously, but he looks great. I just looked him up on TFU info just to kind of see some other pictures of what the figure looks like. I do really think it's cool that they're putting Kenner branding on the packaging for these reissues.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a nice little touch. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if I see it in the store, I'll get it for the kid and let him, kind of get into Beast Wars.
It's a good toy for him to have. He'll love it. Everyone should have a Cybershark. Everyone should love Cybershark. But that's all I got for this week, so it's up to you, Charles.
Okay, so I have another, my obsession with non-transforming Transformers figures continues, and we have new promotional images for the Flame Toys Furai model Hound. So this was actually a figure that was shown off back in 2017 at a show and teased by Flame Toys, but we haven't seen anything about this figure in a long time, and now it looks like it'll be coming out soon, hopefully this year. But we've got it's still just a gray prototype image, so not any really additional detail, but just to remind you that this figure is still coming. So if you were interested in a Hound figure, look for it soon. It is a bit, I mean, it like Flame Toys, like all the Furai model kits, it's very super stylized. So he's very oddly proportioned a little bit, and he's got a big Gatling gun in addition to the missile launcher on his shoulder. So he's a little more aggressive than I usually imagine Hound to be, but he looks like he's really ready for action here. Dr. Pants, are you interested in putting together a Hound toy?
I mean, you give me a model kit, I'll build it, and I'll have fun with it. I guarantee it. I'm actually not, I don't have much of an attachment to Hound as a character. I don't dislike him. He's not one of my favorite characters, but I like this model. I like the design a lot. I like the wheels and the shins there. I think that's a really cool touch with the, roll bar kind of in front of the wheels like that. And the weapons, they're huge, and that's awesome. I love a minigun as a weapon. That's freaking cool. And that missile launcher that he normally has, I love how exaggerated it is. It just goes along with the whole style, and it looks really cool. I'm also looking at the face. Does he have, a plate over the one side of his face, covering his eye, or is it just...
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks
it's
like
hard. It's hard to tell, since the image is not too big, but maybe, yeah.
Yeah, if you open the image and open it as a new tab, you can zoom in more. And yeah, it's covering one eye.
Oh, that's... Okay, that's...
Although this does look like a prototype, so could be by accident.
It could be. But hey, if they give him an eye patch, I like robots with eye patches too. I think that's a really cool touch. You don't find too many of them, so I don't know. I mean, this could be an impulse buy if I come across this somewhere, and I feel like throwing another kit in the backlog.
Daryl, what do you think of this figure?
I mean, I think it looks really good. The Gatling gun is probably one of my favorite guns. I don't have a real long list of favorite guns. But there's the scene in Predator when they just mow down the forest or the jungle. I guess it's the jungle, and Schwarzenegger does it with a Gatling gun, and it's etched in my brain, and I'm like, damn, that's a cool gun. When you can add a Gatling gun to a character and he just becomes, that much more cool. An eye patch, sure, cool. I mean, Perceptor got cool when he got an eye patch, right? So, I don't, other than his chest, I mean, there's not a lot to look at on this. It's just the kind of the side shot, and the Gatling gun really does cover a lot of it. But other than the chest, I almost wouldn't think that this was Hound. If you swapped the Jeep chest on this for just something that's just blank, or you swapped it out for like the front of a car, let's play this game and say, you're going to swap the front of the chest out for, I don't know, something that looks like a kind of a Datsun or something like that. And let's now call him Blue Streak. Would he now be Blue Streak? I mean, this is a very, to me, this kind of looks like a very generic robot type with a chest that identifies him as that character. I think if you swap the chest out for something else, this could easily be another character. I think the shoulder cannon, albeit very large, is identifying as it being a Hound cannon. The head in and of itself is cool. It doesn't identify as Hound. The Gatling gun is not Hound. It's cool as shit. It's not Hound. And obviously this is in gray prototype plastic. So the color is not Hound, but it looks cool. It's very neat. I might be tempted to pick it up, but I think it's one of those potential ideas that they could easily retool into something else. And maybe that's what they're going for.
Okay. And Jeremy, what do you think of this figure?
I am not a very big fan. I consider myself a pretty good fan of Hound. It was one of the few early G1 toys that I had for like the longest time. And, this figure, like Daryl was saying, besides the chest and the shoulder gun, there's nothing that really just screams out Hound. I mean, I like a lot of the choices here, like the wheels with the roll bars, and those are neat ideas, but this is not Hound. If this was more, I mean, I guess this could be in their more stylized line of figures, but I'm sure it'll look fine with colors. But for me, Hound was always like, he had the shoulder missile, but he also was a sharpshooter. So, he would have a sniper rifle instead of a Gatling gun. And I mean, I do agree. Gatling gun is cool. It looks really cool. It just doesn't fit the character. But who knows? Maybe because he lost an eye, he's less effective with a sniper rifle.
Maybe it's a Gatling hologram projector.
Who knows? But I mean, I'm sure the model kit will be fine, and they might do a more G1 styled, more traditional Hound in another line. But for me, this wouldn't really do much because it's not the Hound I would want to have represented on my shelf.
Actually, can I make one last comment about this?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, since Daryl brought it up that like it doesn't look like Hound, it really started to bother me then because I looked at the head and I'm like, that's not Hound's head. That looks nothing like his head. But it's
too rounded.
It looks like IDW Perceptor's head. Is it a mistake? Did they put the wrong head on the model?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Because, like, the crest in the front, all the way down to the chin, the eye patch, like, that's 100% like IDW Perceptor.
Mm-hmm.
Are they doing a Perceptor Furai model?
I mean, they could technically probably change this. They could probably do interchangeably this, because you could put the shoulder cannon be his, like, you know, his scope, and then just change out the legs a little so they didn't have wheels. It could be Perceptor. Change the chest a little. I don't know, but I'm just, like, looking at, like, that's Perceptor's head, not Hound's head, so that's weird. But
it also seems like the way he's holding the Gatling gun seems very awkward.
It's like an underslung deal, but it's on the side.
I also want to believe that it's connected to either his back or it's connected up there at the shoulder. And he's just like hanging on to the handle then. Because it almost looks like it's connected right there at the shoulder point. But I'm not sure.
Well, we'll have to wait and get more. When it gets closer to release, we'll get some more pictures released and see it in a more finished state. So we can do a better comparison. All right, well, that's all our toy topics for this week, so we will move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video, so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on YouTube. And we'll also put the audio right here in the podcast so you can keep listening as we describe everything we got in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, let's show off the stuff we got. And Dr. Pants, why don't you go first?
Sadly, because I was on last week, I've got nothing new this week because I have found nothing. So I'm going to go back into the vault and I'm going to pull out one of the things I bought at my very first ever TFCon. And when I was at that TFCon, I got DX9 Hanzo, which is DX9 Six Shot. And Six Shot is probably my second favorite Decepticon after Soundwave because he's a robot ninja who turns into six things. And that's awesome. He's got his guns, he's got swords. I put a little Toyhax Decepticon logo on there, so at least he kind of looks official, but he's got rubber tires. All the transformations look really, really good. Even the wolf mode, which still looks goofy, but it's cool. He's big. Because as I've stated multiple times, I love big bots. I can't lie. So, but yeah, I just wanted to show that off. I love this figure. It's got some really cool transformation. It's really, really posable. And yeah, I dig it. But
and he's not just a robot ninja. He's a robot ninja consultant.
Yes. He is a robot ninja consultant. He's also gotten a lot of screen time in the comics lately, and I really, really like that too.
Yeah.
He's been awesome there. So a lot of Six Shot love. But that's all I got. That's it.
Very cool.
All right, I'll go next. I just have a couple of comics. So Beast Wars number 12. This is the cover A. That's the John Urikaba cover, and we are reviewing that this week. And also King Grimlock number 5, and this is the Seizan Torme cover A. Ooh. So
it's the final issue of that.
Yep. Finally, a little bit of a delay, but it's out there. So those are the comics I got this week. And we'll probably review King Grimlock in a little while. All right, Jeremy, what do you got?
Well, first of all, I said in the toy section I would show off the DX or the Dr. Wu little minifigure so you can kind of get a sense of scale. Here is the Soundwave next to an SD card.
Okay.
Just kind of see. And then next to the recent Bumblebee that came out.
He's so tiny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is the Bumblebee that the Origins Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
So about half the size of that.
So cute.
Optimus Prime. I mean, they're the same height.
Cool.
Very tiny figures and, really incredible engineering for that size. So for what I have this week, I also went to the vault and I was kind of holding my tongue as Dr. Pants was talking about how he just wants an original Optimus Primal with like the flip out guns and everything. And I have my Universe Rodimus Primal that is basically the Optimus Primal, but in Rodimus colors.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I'd forgotten when I took him out and I was fiddling with the arm here popped off, or the door popped open and the little skull mace came out. I completely forgotten that was in there.
Yeah.
So I have that, and then you can take it off. If you want more guns, he's got more. So
Yeah.
so he's got all the guns, and he's a really fun figure to mess around with. Big and chunky, and just the transformation is extremely simple, but it does kind of match the show. I don't know. As a big Optimus Primal fan, I enjoyed getting this as I think this was my first Beast Wars toy.
Wow.
And I wasn't disappointed with it. And then I have the Masterpiece Optimus Primal up there and the Kingdom one. And those are better in a lot of respects, but I love the big chunky one. So that's all I got.
Cool.
That's really cool.
All right, Daryl, you're bringing us home. What do you got?
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with a couple comics. The one is the one that just came out this week. This is King Grimlock number 5. This is the Augustin Padilla cover. I just liked his artwork a lot for this series, so I chased down his cover B. So yeah, it looked pretty cool. So I wanted to get that. The other comics I got this week, my store had a bunch of stuff kind of go up for sale this week, and a couple of them were Transformers comics. This one I'd never actually seen before. Turns out it's a graphic novel of books that I already own, but I still like the cover because it's a great Andrew Wildman cover. And this is the G.I. Joe and the Transformers, the original Marvel crossover, just compiled in a graphic novel. So it's a great Andrew Wildman cover, and I'd never seen it before. So I'm like, you know what? That's cool. I'm just going to pick this up. And I did. So it's actually the cover is a wraparound, so the back's got art on it too. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. It's neat. So I have all 4 of the original issues, but it's nice to have the graphic novel. And the last one is a book that I have in reprint because IDW did a reprint of this when they started to telling the story. And I never owned the issue. I'm like, I'll get it eventually. But the store put one up, so I bought it, and it was pretty decently priced. I actually paid with credit, so it cost me no money. This is Transformers number 80.
Ooh.
So nice.
So I have the 80th issue in a 4-issue mini. So it's a nice issue to have, just because it's the last in the original Marvel G1 line. But yeah, it's a good one to have. I'm actually still missing one issue from that line, and that's 79. So I only need one more now to actually complete that. I'm not actively chasing these things. They'll come in eventually. But yeah, it's cool. I'm almost done. The only other thing I got this week, Transformers wise, is something that's not overly special or new, but it's something that I've been kind of keeping in the back pocket just in case. I had, the opportunity to pick one up for cheaper, and it's Kingdom Ultra Magnus. Because once this guy came out, the Siege one just looked like trash. So, so I kind of, I saw this guy, I put him away at the store, and, once I was cashing out on a bunch of stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll take that Magnus too. 'Cause, the other one is garbage now. So I have this guy now, and I'm gonna, I don't know, burn or melt the old one. I don't know how do you get rid of guys who are garbage? But yeah, it's
I put them in a Ziploc bag and throw them in the bin.
That's probably
or give it to somebody's kids who want it. You could do that. That's what I did. That's actually what I did with mine.
Kids don't play with toys anymore. What's it? Crazy. But yeah,
sell it.
Really happy with this one. It's a nice figure. It looks great. It's the same mold. There's nothing really different other than the aesthetics of the alt mode and the way it kind of looks in robot mode. So it's just but it's a cool looking figure, and so I'm happy to have that one now. So then I'll pick that up. The very last thing I wanted to show was something that I did pick up because I've seen it. It's been in the shop for a long time, and it's broken, but it's still able to combine into its combine mode. I don't know what you really call it. It's a giant robot. But but I wanted to show this off because Jeremy, has got an affinity for it. But this is, honestly, recently I didn't know it existed. But when I saw it at the shop, I had to do some research and figured out what it was. This is Voltron 2.
Yeah.
I thought that was 3.
That's cool.
2. 3 is the Lions. 1 is the vehicle Voltron.
Okay.
So this is Voltron 2. He's in his combined mode. The blue figure, it's weird because they're all the same. The blue figure is made up of essentially gold plastic, and he's broken. And the plastic on him, it just shatters. I actually broke more of him trying to put them together. So, finding these guys in any kind of condition is pretty difficult. I did a quick eBay search and Google search, and all pictures of anybody selling them were selling the black one or the red one. No blue ones. They're all. If you're getting a blue one, it's with their other 2, and it's an expensive set. So he's a 6-armed robot, and honestly, versions of this guy when he's like, and pictures of him have him like with all the arms extended out, and he kind of looks pretty badass. With if you can get the all the other arms and stuff to extend. But yeah, to look like a 6-armed, robot, he looks pretty crazy. But honestly, if you had asked me 6 months ago, he's like, do you know what, Voltron 2 is? I'm like, is it the vehicle one? And you'd be wrong. It's nuts. So yeah. Yeah. I didn't know this was a thing, and I'm kind of surprised that it works so well, because literally each one of these figures is identical, and then they combine into this. So yeah,
the original plan was to have the Lions, the vehicles, and that as separate shows and stuff, and it just never panned out for that one.
No, and it's kind of trash, this figure, but. It's just an interesting kind of curio to have in your collection. But it's just interesting. So a combining robot that's not Transformers, it's a Voltron 2. So there you go.
It's really cool.
Well, today I learned something about Voltron that I did not know. And that will do it for this week's Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
We're back from our trips to the store, and that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. So, Dr. Pants, before we get out of here, why don't you tell everyone where they can find your awesome content online?
Well, thank you for calling it awesome. You can find us on me and my friends doing the Nerdstradamus thing on YouTube. Our channel is Nerdstradamus, and that is our main outlet. We're also on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us there. There's also nerdstradamus.com, where you can find links to everything that we do. And we're always doing gaming content, so check us out. And one of these weeks, we're going to get back to streaming on Fridays. We took a little break, but we should be going back to playing some more classic stuff here. Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I think Charles screwed up there a bit. He forgot a punctuation. He said, Dr. Pants, tell us about your awesome, comma, content.
Well, that's true.
Oh, wow, thank you.
You're awesome, and your content is awesome. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is the ego boost I needed before a work week. Thank you.
The double awesomeness.
Tough working with teenagers. I need this.
And of course, before we end the show, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. You guys are awesome. Thank you for continuing to support the show at our highest level on Patreon. So thank you again to John 4X Levengood, Dinobot Maximize, Demon Tech 82, and Curtis Akan. And if you'd like to help out the show, but you can't become a Donatron, you can also buy some merchandise from our TeePublic store. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. We've got lots of cool shirt designs, masks, other merchandise. And of course, if you buy anything from TeePublic through our link, that helps out the show. So transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And lastly, don't forget our survey, Best of 2021 survey, transmissionspodcast.com/survey. Win a prize just for entering the survey. And three lucky respondents will get some cool prizes. And you'll help us, make the opinions of the Transformers fandom known to the wider world.
You could win a prize for entering the survey, not win a prize for just entering the survey.
I said three people will. Three people will win a prize.
Just want to clarify at the end. Yes.
You are not guaranteed a prize.
Yes. Thank you. Could get
the prizes will. Prizes will be selected for 3 random lucky winners. All right, that's it for this episode. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.
All right. Well, one of the perks of being a Donatron is that you get our uncut early bonus versions of the Empire of Rust, our Transformers live play RPG podcast that it was created and run by our awesome producer and editor, Mike.
Sorry about that.
Is this a joke to you?
That was not any comment on Empire of Rust.
Wow.
I was looking forward for the victory HasLab thing and making sure I knew where that button was.
Man, good thing Mike's not editing this episode, or there would be words.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I should start over.